shot. Every idea, give it all we got. Fans and voices unite the line. This is the place where legends are made high. Welcome to the table, grab your seat where passion runs wild and the world's on me. Debate it, play it, live it loud and proud. Gimmick table media, we draw the crowd. Lights, cameras, voices rise from the ring to daily life. Stories clashing, opinions fly. We're the spark you can't deny. From the boardroom to the ring, so dreams and the battles we bring. Cards unfold, the future sings. Dinner table, do your thing. We spin the wheel, take the shot. Every idea, give it all we got. Fans and voices unite the line. This is the place where legends are made high. Welcome to the table, grab your seat where passion runs wild and the world's on me. Debate it, play it, live it loud and proud. Gimmick table media, we draw the crowd. Skin in the game, guys on the board.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Listen up, wrestling fans! Showing love for your favorites doesn't stop at a t-shirt. If you're heading to a live event, you better be ready for the hard cam. Step up your show day drip with Hard Cam Creations, custom handmade accessories built for the loudest, proudest fans in the building. Whether you're backing a legend or leading your own faction, these pieces make sure you stand out when that camera swings your way. From spectator to certified superfan, it's time to walk to the ring in style. New drops coming soon! Find Hard Cam Creations on Etsy and follow at Hard Cam Creations on Instagram today.
Kicking out at 2 intern Ace Finley here. And before Michael and Tori hit the ropes and dive into the latest in the world of wrestling, let's tag in one of our show's partners, W Energy. If you're looking to fuel your grind, whether it's late night booking sessions, streaming, or just surviving Monday, W Energy's got your back. No crash, no jitters, just clean focus. Use code KICKINOUT, all one word, at checkout to get 10% off your order. Now let's get back to the show.
Are you ready? Together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the square off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you.
These days and all those who slay. CM Punk's on top. Sheamus may be gone, and the signing season has officially begun. Welcome to Kicking Out 2. I'm Michael, and with me is the queen of quick comebacks, the hostess of hot takes, and the Wonder Woman of one-liners, Tori. Hey, Tori, how are you?
Those are all fair statements.
I thought so. Let's see if this stuff works, because I changed some stuff up today so it doesn't cover our faces and stuff. Aha.
I'm assuming it worked because I can't see it.
You can't see it, but that's fine. Real quick before we get into the news, though, we've already got Christy in the chat saying, hey, guys. Hey, Christy. Jillian also over there saying, hi, friends. Hi, Jillian. Did you get in time to see your read, or do I need to start putting it, like, later? Because I want to make sure you see your ad read. I will say, I am thinking about updating your ad read, if you would like me to. Because I'm already kind of updating some things, as you could see at the beginning of the show. So be down for it. Extreme Chick's also here saying, hey, Michael. Hey, Tori. Hello, hello.
I just want to be clear. I'm here. There's something going on with heels that somebody's talking about on Blue Sky, and I'm reading through it. So I'm here, but I may seem a little distracted at the moment.
And I'll go ahead and give a little teaser. We were discussing something that could possibly happen before we got started today. So, Jillian, Tori may be reaching out to you.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, you
We
already
talked
did?
about it earlier.
Okay. Well, all right then. In that case, then we are already there. Working that out. Obviously, you are here. I'm here for you. Anything you need as far as that little project you're talking about. So just let
Oh,
me know what you need from
definitely.
me,
But
and
yeah,
we'll do that.
yeah. It may not be a whole episode, but it's definitely going to be a solid segment.
All right. Starting with the news today, CM Punk becomes the face of SmackDown, but also becomes the face of more controversy. So let's go ahead and start with the biggest thing, though, is out of nowhere, CM Punk comes back, gets a title shot. As he said at the previous time before he left, was something falls out of the sky, I'm going to catch it. And, well, he caught it. Sami Zayn lost after 9 days of being world champion, which the disrespect. Go ahead.
I personally felt like Sammy should have won the title a long time ago. I get it, the chase, blah blah blah. No, 9 days, and you just resigned for less money. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's first of all, like, he should have won the last time they were in Saudi and he was going for the title. That should have happened then. Bedrock just jumped in. What's good? Hey, what's good, sir? Welcome in. Yeah, he should have won it then. That made all the sense in the world. He was the top babyface at the time. No reason why he shouldn't have got it then. Now you've got him in this tweener role, kind of a heel role, and now he's going to win it, and then you're kind of playing him off as the face because he won it after so long, but he's also kind of being a jackass about it, coming in a convertible and holding the title up. I will say the one benefit that came out of that, though, is I don't know if you got to see the after show backstage promo that Sammy cut.
I heard it was great. I haven't seen it specifically because, just keep it 100, I really don't care about the WWE in general right now.
Yeah.
But I heard it was like a fire promo. He dropped a motherfucker at the end. Like, I heard it was a really good promo.
It was really good, and if WWE does not fuck this up, I think that's a great character for Sammy. Sammy has been the whiny guy. He has been the controversy guy. He has been the happy, smiley baby face. We have yet to see him just be pissed off. I want to see him pissed off. Bobby just jumped in. Hey, Bobby, welcome in, sir. Always good to have you here. What we found out, though, is this wasn't just a creative decision. Apparently, NBC Universal has been lobbying for more Punk on SmackDown for over a year because they view him as one of the biggest mainstream stars. Also, they were originally wanting to put Punk versus Cody at Mania, but because ticket sales are kind of low right now, pay-per-view buys are kind of low right now, we got a big SummerSlam coming up. Why not throw it on there and make it a little bit of a bigger deal? So Punk's now champion. SmackDown ratings and momentum reportedly dipped over the last recent months, so that obviously probably has a lot to do with this. Interestingly, Punk has not wrestled a SmackDown match since returning to WWE in late 2023. So now that he's officially going to be on SmackDown as the champion, we'll probably see more of him on SmackDown.
He's been there since late 23. It's been 3 years.
It has been. It's weird, right?
If that's the most forgettable fucking run I've ever seen in my life.
The main thing we remember is that he showed up and disrespected Randy because Randy had a comeback, and then we're like, oh, no, fuck that. Punk's back. That was kind of fun. However, though, this isn't the end of the Punk story because we have a new fan hotel incident. Punk also found himself in headlines for something completely unrelated to the ring. A video has gone viral after a mother claimed CM Punk ignored her and her 2 sons outside of a hotel following a WWE event in La Cruces. According to her account, the kids wanted pictures and autographs, but Punk walked past them without even acknowledging them. One important thing to point out about this, there isn't any video showing Punk actually refusing them. The viral clip is simply the mother's reaction for what she's saying after happened.
here's the other side. I saw the video. They were staying at the same hotel.
Mhm.
His big thing is don't show up at the hotels. He's not wrong. I understand she went viral for this. He doesn't owe you a goddamn thing. If
Not
he
at
doesn't
all.
want to take time to sign your autograph for them, fuck them kids. I don't care if that's how he feels about it. Like,
Still think
it's
him and Lesnar have in common. Fuck them
fine.
kids.
Like, I just
Uh-oh. Can't hear you. I think you muted yourself. Oh, hold on. No, you muted yourself. Hold on. There you go.
better.
There you go.
Like, you didn't buy a ticket to stand in the hotel lobby. He doesn't know you shit.
Yep.
Get mad about it. He's not in the wrong here. He's not in
Absolutely.
the wrong here. I don't care what anybody says. He's not wrong here.
For sure. I mean, to be fair, Punk has said repeatedly over the years that he doesn't like doing autograph sessions for fans, interactions, or anything like that outside of official WWE appearances. And is it a dick move? Maybe to some people. But here's the thing. Just because Io Sky will come up to you while you're standing in line, just because Rhea Ripley will have a conversation with you while you're out at the airport, doesn't mean they all have to. Like, that's their choice to do that. This is their personal time to do what they want to do. It's just like, say, if you work at Walmart as a stock boy and you're out at Target shopping. Not that you could afford to go to Target because nobody can. But, and someone comes up to you and knows that you work at Walmart and is like, hey, do you guys have this over there at Walmart? You're not at work. Why should they ask you that question?
You're not wrong. I'm laughing at something else that I just saw. Bible report on Blue Sky that Arby's sent Fallon Henley a gift box. You heard the story about Aaron Solo, right?
No.
So apparently, the first time, I guess Fallon did like a dark match or something for AEW before she was in NXT.
Mhm.
Aaron Solo had talked to her a few times, was interested. Apparently, the only conversation they had was at a hotel because Cody was like, dude, she's right there. Go say something. She walked in with a bag of food. Aaron Solo walked up and was like, Arby's, huh? She's like, yeah. That was the extent of the conversation. She got in the elevator and left, and he just stood there like a dumbass. And apparently, Cody has never let him live this down. It came up on Cody's podcast recently with somebody else talking about it.
It's
become
probably Fallon, because Fallon was on his podcast. Was
Probably.
like the last guest.
Probably. And they talked about it. Yeah, Arby's sent Fallon Henley a gift box.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Before we go on to the next story, I do want to point out, Bobby said, I like your shirt. I assume you mean me. That's because I am wearing the official Brains of Wrestling podcast shirt that you can get on our shop down below. So make sure to go on our Etsy store and buy that. Buy the shirt.
Who was it that always said that?
It was Kevin Nash.
That's right.
I've
right.
thought about it. If you're down for it, I've got a production idea.
Oh God.
Anyway, okay, that's apparently not going to work. Is it that way? Nope, will not work that way. Hold on. Not everything works the way it's supposed to. There we go. All right. We talked about it last week. Sheamus is officially leaving WWE. One of the biggest free agents in wrestling, is about to hit the market. Fightful Select has confirmed this week that Sheamus is leaving WWE after nearly 20 years. They offered him one of the reconstructed extensions. He rejected it. Good on you, man, because know your worth. Sources say that the new offer actually paid less money which we're not surprised with. That's the biggest thing we're hearing, is that the reconstructions are lowering how much they're paying these wrestlers. One WWE employee reportedly called that insulting, considering everything he's contributed, which absolutely. There's some of the stalwarts, like we talk numerous times about the New Day. For what the New Day has done for WWE, they should have been in that list of people that did not get reconstructed.
Yeah.
If that's why the Motor City Machine Guns left, okay, fair enough. They haven't done a
Been there for
lot
a cup
in
of
the
coffee,
company.
cool.
Yeah, but 20 years, what I think it was for the New Day, 18 years I think is how long as Sheamus has been there and going nonstop. You should have given them
How
some.
many injuries and surgeries has he had to have? Like,
And always being the go-to. Like, think about every time, like, there's a lull in something going on, someone gets injured, someone gets put on the shelf, they shove Sheamus in there, and it works out perfectly because we all believe it, because he's a badass, and he has no problem knocking your block off. And on top of that, being able to do some of the comedic stuff. If you think about the stuff he did with the Bar, when the Bar was facing New Day, and they did, like, the rap battle, and so Claudio and Sheamus are doing, like, a rap. Absolutely hilarious. So anyway, not because of any matches or anything, but another high-ranking WWE official actually went to TKO leadership personally to fight for keeping Sheamus. There's no report on who that actually is, but I mean, I would guess probably the man himself, because Sheamus was a Trip guy. Like, he was big. Triple H is the one that brought him in.
did you catch the end of Raw?
Yes.
Are we talking about that later in this?
We can talk about it. Give me like 2 seconds to finish this story here, and we can bring it up as an extra little bit.
That being a Trip guy thing is what made me think of it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So where can Sheamus go? Obviously AEW's on the list of things. He's got some stuff over there with Claudio. Him being part of the Death Riders would fit in, because he could just be the badass of himself, of beating people up, and then him and Claudio could be a tag team, and then we got a new tag team in AEW. That's all right. They could focus on that for at least a little bit. Obviously Claudio has reportedly said he wants him in AEW. It'd be a great fit for those two to be back together. Since Sheamus, the name itself, belongs to WWE, there is speculation, though, that he could use Sheamus O'Shaughnessy, which is what he was using on the Indies, as long as he uses both names. Think about it like when Christian went to TNA, Christian Cage. They couldn't do anything about it because it was a different name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, I think we both can say WWE is making a mistake. Sheamus should also have at least once gotten the Intercontinental title. I feel like that's the only thing that I feel bad about him deciding he was going to leave, is because that's the one title he never had.
Right.
Definitely could have had him be in this tournament that's happening now that Chad Gable's probably going to win because it's in Minnesota.
I don't hate that Chad Gable's going to win it. I don't begrudge him that. It's his first ever singles title.
Yeah.
He's going to win it in his home state. I'm fine with it.
I'm good with it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, that could have been given to him, and he could have got that one title. That could have been a selling point. Like, again, like, what are you going to give this guy if you're going to say, hey, we're going to cut your paycheck? Well, what are you going to give him in perpetuity of it? You give him some of those, IC title run paychecks. Maybe that evens it out. I don't know. But there's a lot of places he could go. He could go there. New Japan, hard hitting, no nonsense. He could fit in perfectly fine there. CMLL, if you want to go down there. Undertaker and JBL have both said that they'd like to see him AAA, which obviously that's a WWE property. But if he negotiated a new deal to just be in AAA, that'd be cool too. And of course, he could also just do the major independent run. Seeing him in a GCW ring, I'd love to see him whoop somebody's ass there. There's quite a few people, specifically one that hurt our girl, that I'd love to see him go take out just one good time.
Okay. We're going to get to that later. Sheamus and GCW actually makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Do a per appearance with TNA, show up at a couple of those. Doesn't need to be all the time. I guess Moose is leaving TNA?
Yeah, that I just saw that this morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't.
We've talked about Moose. We're both on the same page about Moose.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of his, but like
It's not disrespect. I mean, we're not saying he's a bad talent or anything. We just aren't fans.
Yeah.
But
Bobby
that-
even says Maple Leaf. Maple Leaf wouldn't be bad either because you got
MLW,
Cross over there and doing some stuff like that'd be cool.
there's plenty for him to go do. And I honestly hope he doesn't take a long-term a contract anywhere. He just goes and does his own thing.
Yeah. It'd be kind of good. I think that's, thanks to, you can say thanks to Cody, but there was some time span between what Cody did and what happened recently. Cardona really is the one that kind of solidified of like, look, you can be an indie icon and
Cody
still make
bet
good
on
money.
himself, but that name still carried a ton of weight.
Yeah.
Cardona was looked at as a joke.
Yeah.
And
And he
he went out on the
completely rebuilt
indies
himself.
and killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100% that's Cardona. That's not Cody.
Yeah.
Cody
And now,
did the same thing. It just didn't have as much weight as Cardona's because Cardona backed it up fully.
yeah, absolutely. Keeping the indie god type of situation, which I mean, I don't think that'll ever be reproduced, but at least shows that you can do
Shotzi's
that.
trying to carry it now, and I don't hate that either.
I don't either. And she's killing it too. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Every time I put on Triller, every time I put on IWTV, Shotzi's on there somewhere. So she's out there just running it.
Hustling.
What?
She's out there. I was just saying, she's out there hustling. She's
Yeah.
doing great. I love that match with her and Leo was so good.
Oh, it was absolutely. So to your point of what you were talking about with what happened at the end of Raw, go ahead.
Okay, again, haven't paid a ton of attention. I don't know how Seth got this title shot, but I guess we're doing this.
Mhm.
Roman kind of went in on him, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. But he's like, Daddy Trip is in the back, basically running this show. I was like, oh my God.
Damn.
Right?
Well, and I'm pretty sure like we've seen that type of situation with like Becky and Charlotte, seen that situation with Ambrose with Moxley when he was there. They're buddies, and so you can obviously see that they said don't pull any punches. Like do what you got to do. And so some of those things, like it, I don't know if he was actually emotional by it, but Seth did have cry face a couple of times when he was like, you needed to have a Money in the Bank and you had to fake an injury to even cash it in. Oh, shit.
No, see, here's the thing. If Seth's emotional, it's because he knows that he's carried this motherfucker to this promo.
Yep.
14 years. He's carried this guy to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what Seth was emotional about. Look at my baby boy growing up.
Yeah. My question is there going to be a Shield chair involved, which is apparently the new name of anytime one of them grabs a chair.
I
It's
mean,
the Shield chair.
it's the Shield chair because as much as I don't want to say it, that stabbed us all in the heart.
It did. It was, and there are people to this day that say, well, it was obvious, we saw it coming. No, you didn't.
You saw it coming when Roman stepped up and Seth pulled the chair up.
Yeah.
Up to that point, no, you didn't. There was no sign this was going that way. I love Mox, but that look on his face after Seth did it, like, what happened? Bitch, you saw him swing that fucking chair. What do you mean, what happened?
Yeah, I read that a little bit differently at the time. I read it more of like looking at him like, what? What are we doing? But you know, Tripp says the famous line of "There's always a plan B," and like in my head when I was watching it live, like I was thinking members of DX, Sean, like I was expecting something else.
Right.
I wasn't expecting Seth to turn on him.
Right.
That's just crazy. especially because like people think the Shield was around for so long. They really weren't. It was a very short run with them, but they were so impactful that we just all remember it. You unmuted yourself. You muted yourself again.
Very true. I moved the computer, and apparently that's enough to mute me.
Your computer said, "Nah, fuck you."
Stop talking, bitch.
All right. Speaking of contracts, WWE signing season is heating up, which seems kind of odd to talk about when we just talked about the fact that Sheamus is leaving because of signing situations. But it does look like WWE is recruiting. Several names are reportedly expected to come in. Hiromu Takahashi is being talked about, multiple-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, known for reckless, high-energy matches. Kind of one of the biggest names in the Junior Heavyweight division over there. Hiromu Takahashi.
Gotcha.
The tag team, the Dropouts, which is Scott Green and the Tuckman. It's an Australian independent tag team that's been making waves. Both of them are looking at possibly coming in. But the big one that a lot of people are talking about right now is Richard Holliday. Him and his signature move. He's a MLW standout, former Caribbean champion, former Dynasty member with MJF and Alexander Hammerstone. What's that?
He's a GCW standout.
He's a GCW standout as well, yeah. He's a cancer survivor as well. I mean, just a little tidbit there.
Did you see the picture he posted before the GCW show? I think it was Sunday.
Mm-mm.
He was at a place called NXT Coffee, and he's standing there leaning up against a post with the sign above his head, drinking it. I'm like,
that's funny. The kid's talented. I really like him. We're going to talk more about him later. But yeah, he's kind of the standout that people are looking at right now, and rightfully so. He's a talented guy. He's really entertaining. As much as it's an indie gimmick, I don't think it's going to get over on the main stage. But the whole signature move thing, like that's pretty
it depends
genius.
on what they do with it.
Mm-hmm.
If they do it right, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if they do it right, that's
yeah.
And unfortunately,
not a lot of faith.
Yeah, no, just don't.
It depends. Obviously, like they've said, that anybody that comes in now is starting in NXT. I think he'll have a great run there for a couple of years. It's what happens after that I'm concerned with. Bobby also brings up that he also made an appearance in Reality Wrestling as well, which is probably how Tripp got his eyes on him. Because him being down there with Booker probably had said a few words to bring him in. And the words probably were sorry. Anyway, other contract news, though. AEW has locked down an important talent. At least it's important to us. They have locked down the Dark Order. The Dark Order is staying in AEW. Thank goodness. Hopefully that means they're going to do something with them, because I need my boys back on TV.
That tidbit of news was just for Jillian.
Just for Jillian, yep.
Just for Jillian.
It's for me too. I'm a Johnny Hungy fan. Like, give me him any day.
Everybody is.
Here's the thing. I think he needs to tag with Gabby, because he is the gnomiest looking person I have ever seen in my life.
Say that again. Sorry, my computer was not keeping up.
That's all right. I was saying that I think he needs to team with Gabby, because he is the gnomiest person that I think I've ever seen. Because he's like 3'2", and he's a thick boy. He just needs to put on the little hat, and we're good.
Be a pretty solid team, actually.
It would be, absolutely. More contract news. Daria Rae is staying with TNA. Officially stated that she's re-signing with them. Good on her. Like, I think she deserves so much, and she's so good at what she does. So it's good that she's there. She serves right now as the director of operations. She's a weekly authority figure. Has this ongoing rivalry with Santino right now. But she's publicly spoken about how much she's loving the TNA locker room, how the cultures there is really good, which is great to hear, because we've kind of heard alternate possible reports on that. because of things going on and people leaving the company. May or may not be true. We don't know, but it is good to hear someone say that they do like what's going back there. My question is, do you think we could see her wrestle again? That's kind of what I'm curious about her. Do we think she's going to be in this role?
I don't remember her saying much about being, being in a position where she couldn't on her podcast. If she hasn't, it kind of makes me wonder if she shouldn't, or it should be very limited.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Daria. I'm glad she's happy. I'm here for it. One step at a time.
Yeah.
See what happens. I wouldn't hate them doing her and Santino in a match.
That'd be
It's
fun.
not going to be a fast pace. It's not going to be a bang, but it'd be fun as hell.
Yeah, it would be. And if somehow, like, I know she's been itching to get back into it, if they could somehow get Mandy to be part of that story.
Mandy just announced what she's having.
Yeah.
Mandy's pregnant.
No, I know. Shit, that just happened. But I was just saying in general, like, I know she's been
Yeah.
itching to want to get back into it. So after she has the kid, like, if they could somehow loop her into the conversation, that'd be kind of fun.
Spoiler alert, they posted today it's a baby boy.
Oh, good for her. Nice to see other people are getting into that trap. What? And possibly, I want to be as sensitive as I can about this, but the other piece of news that I wanted to bring up is Jake Hager got knocked the fuck out. He's been competing in Power Slap. He was knocked unconscious in round 3 by Amanpreet Singh. Some additional notes of this: it was a 6 event, Power Slap deal. He won his debut in it. He hasn't wrestled since 2024. Previously announced his retirement from wrestling, and then walked that back and then came back. So he's still expected to probably wrestle again.
I personally think Power Slap is the dumbest shit ever.
Absolutely.
We've established this. I cannot tell you how giddy I got seeing him get knocked smooth out by somebody not Caucasian.
That does kind of put the cherry on top of it, doesn't it? I did want to bring this up. I did look into a little bit so there has been some studies specifically around Power Slap, and I was kind of curious if there had been,
Right.
because of what we've said numerously is that eardrum problems, inner ear problems, concussions, like you're asking for so many types of injuries by just openly letting these people slap you. And we're not talking about like, got slapped by your buddy on a weekend. We're talking about like these are power people that are smacking the shit out of you. Medical experts have continued to raise serious concerns about the sport. A peer-reviewed study from the University of Pittsburgh published in JAMA Surgery found that nearly 79% of competitors showed at least one visible sign of a concussion, and more than half of all slap exchanges resulted in immediate concussion symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest concern is that unlike boxing or MMA, the competitors aren't allowed to defend themselves. You're just opening yourself up to getting smacked in the face, in the head region. They're required to stand still, absorb the full force of whatever strikes coming at them, creating a violent rotational movement of the brain that's associated with traumatic brain injuries. Whether you're a fan of Power Slap or not, it's a conversation that's becoming harder to ignore as more medical research is being published about this. Do I think that this research is going to change anything? Probably not, because this is America, and we're going to do shit like that. We're not the.
Isn't Power Slap a UFC thing?
I don't think it's officially a UFC thing, but I think it's tied with the same company.
If
Um,
that's the case, they're definitely not going to do anything because the guy that runs UFC beat his wife and nobody cared. So
and on
I'll
that
throw it
note,
allegedly on there just for legal reasons.
yep.
But
And on that note, next story. Oh, apparently I don't have a thing for that story. Okay. Well, then we'll just we'll keep Jake Hager's crying face up there for this because someone else is crying too. AEW sues Queen of the Ring production company. What ended up happening with this is AEW has filed a lawsuit against the production company behind Queen of the Ring. According to Post Wrestling, AEW says it still owed more than $105,000 from a sponsorship agreement that they had. The original promotion deal totaled roughly $350,000. AEW promoted this movie on television, on social media, on sponsored matches, featured their own cast members in the Revolution pay-per-view that was going on at the time. The production company allegedly has stopped reporting despite multiple follow-up emails and eventually legal notices. AEW is now seeking remaining payments, travel expenses, and contractual interest in the perpetuity of the movie itself. The movie featured like Tony Storm, Britt Baker, Camille. Unfortunately, despite positive reviews, the film reportedly only earned about $657,000 at the box office. So if AEW's allegations are accurate, this seems like wrestling drama, and more like less like a wrestling drama, and more like a straightforward contract enforcement. They're owed that money, so
shit out of that movie too. They
they did.
pimped the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, get your money. I ain't mad.
No, I ain't mad at it at all. Like if you got screwed out of that money, you got screwed out of that money. Go get it. Go get your bag. All right. Well, with that, it is time for the question that we ask every single week.
Who's better than Canyon?
Who better? With the successful debut with a TNA 3-part episode this week on Dark Side of the Ring, there's been a lot of great episodes that have happened over the series. I know you've watched a few of them. What I want to do is I want to do a round of this based on the best episodes, the critically acclaimed episodes of Dark Side of the Ring that have happened over the last 3 seasons.
I've never watched a single episode.
Oh, you haven't? I thought you watched a few. Oh, okay. Well, still, we're going to pimp this out a little bit. And Dark Side of the Ring people, like, if you want to, like, tip us a little bit, or just give me the episodes early. Like, I know you do that to some podcasts. Give me the episodes early. We'll review that shit for you.
Just weed
Not-
stuff. You got a turtle in your pocket? Because the fuck?
Well, you might though after this, because this episode is about ranking about episodes that are in at least the top 15 of the best episodes critically acclaimed of the show itself. And I don't necessarily need you to say which ones are better, but which ones are you more likely to watch
All right.
based on these stories. So only one of these can be crowned on Dark Side of the Ring's Who Better? The first one, which honestly I feel like this one might run the gauntlet. The Double Life of Chris Kanyon, a heartbreaking look at Chris Kanyon's groundbreaking career, his struggle to live openly as a gay wrestler, and the personal battles that ultimately led to his tragic death. Versus The Final Days of Owen Hart, the tragic story of Owen Hart's fatal stunt at Over the Edge 1999 and the lasting impact it had on his family and the wrestling industry in general.
I was watching that show. I have to ask for the Owen one because I didn't see it. Was his wife on this one?
I do not remember Martha being on the show.
I have a problem with them doing any of these without talking to Martha or Brett or Brett.
Mhm.
And if they didn't do that, Canyon.
Okay. All right. The Double Life of Chris Kanyon versus the Montreal Screwjob, which is season 1, episode 2. One of the first episodes they did. An inside look at wrestling's most infamous moments when Bret Hart lost the WWF Championship without knowing the finish, forever changing the business.
The screw job was a big deal when it happened. Who fucking cares? Canyon.
Hey, well,
Plus, it's Brett.
if you ask
The most
Cornette, it was a
boring
work
rivalry
anyway.
of all time.
All right, The Double Life of Chris Kanyon versus the Scream Queen Daphne, Season 6, Episode 9, a powerful tribute to Daphne's career while exploring the mental health struggles and brain injuries that ultimately led to her tragic death.
It's a tough one because I love me some Daphne. Daphne and Crowbar were hella entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Daphne's daughter wrestles and is a trans woman.
Yep.
Still gotta stick with Canyon.
All right. Chris Kanyon versus The Killing of Bruiser Brody, which was Season 1, Episode 3. So it was the season premiere of this Episode 3, third episode of the season premiere. This was a true crime story of wrestling legend Bruiser Brody's shocking murder in Puerto Rico, and the controversial trial that happened.
I'm sorry. Bruiser Brody was murdered in Puerto Rico?
Mm-hmm. In the locker room. Got shanked.
Nope. You ever had that moment where you're like, is this worth it? Is this worth it?
No.
Nope. I'm gonna stick with Canyon. There's a lot of there I didn't know, but
Okay.
still stick with Canyon.
Kanyon versus Mick Foley Hell in a Cell, Season 6, Episode 1. So the first episode of Season 6, a behind-the-scenes examination of one of wrestling's most iconic matches and the incredible physical punishment that Mick Foley endured for the sake of our entertainment. My God, he's broken in half.
The table spot was so perfectly done. Him going through the top of the cell was not the plan. The gate broke and he just fell. Chair hit him in the face, and he said it was the first time he'd ever been knocked out. I gotta go with Mick because that was, man.
Yeah. And they got into some deep. Like we got a lot of it in Beyond the Mat. He got to go into more of it with this, and it's a good episode. You should watch that one. All right, Mick Foley versus Chris Benoit, Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2, a two-part documentary chronicling Benoit's legendary wrestling career, the horrific double murder-suicide, and the lasting impact the tragedy had on wrestling's approach to brain trauma and wellness.
I'm glad they did it. I'm not gonna reward it.
Fair enough. Mick Foley versus In the Shadow of Grizzly Smith. Jake the Snake Roberts and his siblings recount the horrific abuse they suffered at the hands of their father, exposing one of wrestling's darkest family secrets.
I met Jake the Snake when I was really little, and he was such a nice guy. But I gotta stick with Mickles.
All right.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
Mickles versus the life and crimes of New Jack, the mass transit incident. Using the infamous mass transit incident as a centerpiece, the episode examines New Jack's violent career, controversial persona, and the blurred line between performance and reality that he had. Okay. I will say
He was one of those guys that in ECW, I was like, I don't care.
I will
The
say
Gangsters were an impressive team, but
I will say as someone who likes the backstories, that one's fun to watch because there's a lot of people that are like, New Jack you saw on TV was not New Jack amped up. That was fucking New Jack.
yeah,
Like he was just a crazy, not give a shit, shank you and not think twice about it. Specifically the mass transit incident, because there was I don't know if you've heard about it. It was like a 16-year-old kid who lied to be 18 to wrestle in ECW and like mutilated to the point that like it changed his life after that. And it was his first match ever in a ring. It was horrible. Anyway, all right. Mickles versus the last one, Saving Face, the Brutus Beefcake story. Brutus Beefcake recounts surviving a devastating paralyzing accident that nearly took his life and the remarkable road back to the wrestling ring.
I cannot with this dick riding hair cutter. I can't. Look, props to you if you went through all that. As much as you were on Hogan's nuts, I'm surprised you weren't fine the whole time. Just have him straighten your spine out. Like,
Did you hear that they had a falling out there at the end?
why? Because Hogan got tired of carrying him?
No, so Hogan made a pass at Brutus's wife.
I'll take shit I'm not surprised about.
Yeah. I heard him say that in an interview, and I'm like, you know what? Most people I'd be like, that could be bullshit. No, I believe that one with Hogan.
I'll
I
take
think-
least surprising thing I've heard today. Like, fuck
Yep.
out of here, Beefcake. I can't, bro.
All right. Well, whether they're uncovered forgotten history, this gave a voice to families who never had been heard from or completely changed how we viewed some of the wrestling's biggest stories. Every episode on this list left a lasting impact on the business. But as always, only one can survive the gauntlet to earn the ultimate honor. So put down in the comments what you think your answer is, and the question that we all love asking: who better? I love that it still pops you, no matter how many times I do it. I can do it 10 times in one episode. It's still going to pop you every time. Anyway. All right. We're going to bring some stuff to the table. We are going to talk about GCW's Melee in Manchester. There's one specific match that we're going to talk probably in more great detail because it's a very unfortunate incident that happened. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. So, I thought I put it in my notes here. Apparently I did not. So let me pull up real quick the card.
What? The
I-
card?
Yeah, the card. I thought I'd put it up in my
I don't
notes.
remember enough of it to tell you everybody involved. I want to say the first match was like a 10-man tag or 8-man tag or something with Team GCW and Team New England because it was in the Melee in Manchester. And I'm like, damn, they were in England? Then I realized it was New Hampshire. Yeah, way to church it up.
I
Your
thought the
name's
same.
Dirt,
I thought the same thing when you told me, like, because you told me which one you watched, and I'm like, all right, I'll try to watch it real quick. And I was like, Manchester. How did she go to Manchester? And she's going to be in Tulsa this week.
I saw that, and all I could think of was that dude from Joe. Don't try to church it up, son. Your name's Dirt. Like, you're New Hampshire. Calm down.
Oh, that's great.
Governor, yes, President Bartlett lived there. We're aware of that part, but nobody else cares.
Nobody cares. All right. There we go. I've got this stuff up right. All right. So the first match of this, yes, as you mentioned, it was Team GCW versus Team New England. The GCW team was Jimmy Lloyd, Junie Underwood, Ryan O'Neal, Jeffrey John, Sal Mistretta, and Don Freese. And they were against the Team New England, which was Dustin Waller, which we've talked about before on this podcast. He's a very talented young kid. Kylon King, Love Doug, TJ Crawford, 23 Hazard, and Seabass Finn, which I think is now my favorite.
That dude, that whole thing was killing me.
It was too.
See that?
He's reeling him in.
Here's the problem. I grew up on Dumb and Dumber. Somebody says Seabass, all I can hear is kick his ass, Seabass. That's all I hear in my head.
Oh, that's great. It was just a lot of fun. Obviously, like GCW's big about this. They always kind of start with that multi-man thing. It's either a scramble match or some sort of gauntlet match, or in this case, it was a war games without the cage type of thing. The cool thing about this is it was Mexican tag rules. So they didn't have to tag. So if someone rolled out of the ring, someone else could get in.
Lucha rules.
I love those
I'm a
rules.
fan of.
Yeah.
Love Lucha rules.
Yeah, I love Lucha rules. Those are really great to do because it keeps the pace going. You don't have to have the hot tag situation. You just find a way to get out of the ring so someone else can go in. I think without anybody having any sort of surprise on this, Team GCW won this. Team New England was New England local talent. So it's just people that are basically indie wrestlers in the area, giving them a shot at it, which GCW is big about. Whenever they're in a town, they do kind of show that off. We found out actually just by talking to the promoter and the owner of Fight for a Cause that one of the matches that are going to be coming up when they're coming here this Saturday is they're going to be facing one of their biggest competitors here, and that's going to be the main event. So always trying to build up a little bit and bring in their bigger talent. The next match was Vandal 48, Otis Cogar and Christian Napier. They were against Manny Arias and Armani Chaos. I've never heard of either one of the other two, but from my understanding, it was the first time they've ever teamed together. One of them was kind of very like a hard-nosed fighter type of character, and the other one seemed a little more flamboyant. They did really well together.
Match for 200, Alex.
I mean, it was, but they got some good stuff in. Armani specifically.
Not even gonna lie to you, I fast forwarded to that match.
Okay. Armani did some good stuff. He's kind of high flying a little bit, and so it was a lot of fun stuff that he was doing there. That leads us to the next match. Vandal 48, which was the known GCW talent. They went over, so I think we expected that to happen. What?
Apparently, it has not just been one or two posts on Blue Sky today.
Oh.
The cat is out of the bag, and they are kicking that horse, kicking it while it's down.
Well, we talked about pushing Thursday anyway. If you can work it out, maybe we do it Thursday. Because it'll be 9:00, so we could do after dark. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
It may have to wait till I get back, but yeah, I definitely think I'm going to try and put this together because people have some opinions, and
absolutely, and as they should have some opinions on.
I want to be careful because I don't want to burn a bridge.
Mhm.
I do love heels. I love the people in it. Love the group. Love AEW. But this is all horseshit. And the fact that the girls are starting to go off, maybe it's time.
Yeah. All right. So the next match was Megan Bain versus Marcus Mathers. Megan killed this. It's not very often that we get to see female versus male in any sort of matches, especially now in today's society. She killed this. She absolutely murdered this match. Mathers got some good stuff in too, but it was really kind of a showing for Megan Bain. She defeated him after a pretty good match. Apparently, they still haven't got the cease and desist because the next match was the GCW World Tag Team Champions Busta and the Brain. Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. They faced Starstruck, which was Anthony Green and Channing Thomas. They also had Sydney Bacabella with him. There were some shenanigans in this match, which was kind of funny. Bacabella went under the ring, and then I guess the son of Bacabella came out the other side. I obviously don't watch GCW nearly enough to understand that story, but apparently he also has a kid that looks like him with maybe 3 more strands of hair. So that was kind of a fun match to watch. And then someone I'd love to get on the show at some point. The next match was CPA versus Mullet Man. Jesus Christ, 2 different gimmicks in one. That was amazing. Mullet Man is exactly what you think he would be if you've never thought about what a guy with a mullet and a singlet would look like. That's what Mullet Man looked like. CPA did his 3 different shirt gimmick. He did a finishing move onto the clip-on tie, which ended the match and defeated Mullet Man. So good on CPA for that. The next match was Leeds Lewis, who faced Joey Janela. The big story about this that everybody was saying on commentary was that this is not the Joey Janela who reinvigorated the wrestling business with his Beach Bash stuff. This is not the Joey Janela who is killing it in AEW. This is a new Joey Janela who's on a downfall because he lost to a 14-year-old boy. We're just going to keep this going if he's just having the downfall. The thing I didn't realize is he hasn't won a match since then. So he's just been on a losing streak ever since. And this was no different. Leeds Lewis went over on him, which I was surprised of because like Leeds looks like a very rookie style character, and obviously that's probably where the story is going, is like this rookie beat, the big Joey Janela. It was a good match though. Leeds, very fast pace, seems kind of like a Cedric Alexander type. Very ground game, but had some high flying stuff in there too. So it was a good match altogether. The next match, which is one I think we're going to probably talk a little bit more about, was Charles Mason, Pero, and Slade facing Vipress, Gabby Forza, and Anakin Murphy. I love Anakin Murphy every time I see him because it just reminds me of Stevie in ECW.
His back.
I did not. Is his back tore up?
You need to go find that match where he's in there and Charles Mason is in the ring with him.
Mm-hmm.
His back is fucked up from the night before, like just still fresh wounds.
Oh, I'm about to look at that. I wasn't paying attention to his back. I was too busy because I knew what was going to happen, and so I was just looking for that. So Charles Mason, Pero, and Slade defeated Vipress, Gabby, and Anakin. Before we get to the crux of this particular match, Vipress had a killer showing. It was absolutely amazing what she was doing. Anakin was a lot of fun. I love Slade. I've loved Slade, that whole gimmick. Like he did great too, and did amazing selling for Gabby and for Vipress. He still looked like a monster, but just got caught off guard a couple of times. So it was good that they kept that going. And Charles Mason's fun. I've never seen Pero before.
I saw him at Spring. He did something during Mania Week.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Gay Battle Royal, I think it was called.
Yeah,
or something like that.
I remember the match. I don't remember him being in it.
He was the one at the top of the stage sending people like. It was his match basically.
Gotcha.
And he was one of the last ones in.
Gotcha.
It was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was fun as hell.
Jillian mentions this GCW roster is amazing. Yes, it is. Like, it's just banger person after banger person.
We're so excited about Sunday.
And Bobby mentions liked watching Gabby Forza and happy that she got a debut in TNA. I want to say specifically that word because she said that word. They said that word.
But it was her first ever match there.
Right.
So I think that's why they said debut.
I'm just saying.
I don't think if they've signed her, they'd have made a bigger deal about it because we'd have all gone crazy and I had to figure out how to get AMC because apparently their ratings are in the toilet.
Oh, of course. Jillian says Pero is always in it, talking about I assume the Big Gay Battle
Royal or whatever it was called.
Yeah. Anyway, so the big thing about this though is there was kind of a miscue. Mason hit Gabby straight in the mouth, which busted her lip. You can see on her socials that she's got massive stitches. So much, yeah,
like 6 stitches.
So much that her next appearance, she was going to have a match. It's the one in Texas. They're not, or not the one in Texas.
It was Tiger. It was orange. It was Tiger style, whatever. Produce.
Yeah.
By Orange Crush. Yeah.
I like how you
oranges. Right, oranges in it.
Because it's produce.
Right. You know what? I just got that. Jesus Christ.
Well done. Well done. I picked it up because it's a dad joke. It's perfect. It's orange in produce.
But I love that they're having different people run the shows.
Yeah.
Like they're doing the production, like producing the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one was today or Thursday is Tyga Style.
Yeah.
But she said that appearance was not going to be a match. It was just going to be an appearance. She apologized and she would get with them later.
I haven't heard her say anything about Saturday yet, so we'll have to see how that goes. So far, it still looks like it's a plan for her to have a match, but obviously, if she's not healthy enough to do it, then at the very least, hopefully she'll show up, and then we can at least see her, because that'd be a lot of fun. But so hopefully she gets through that okay. It was a nasty looking gash. So much so that the next match, Bear Bronson versus Richard Holliday, Bear came out and checked on her first.
Well, into the match, Charles was going to attack her, and Bear came out and stopped because Bear and Charles Mason have a match next. It's after they're here, I think.
I think it's the week after, yeah. For the title.
Right. But Charles Mason and Slade went over and did commentary for Bear's match, which was the main event, with Richard Holliday. Slade on commentary was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, Charles Mason, he's really good.
Yeah. He's one of those, he's like a Richard Holliday. There's a lot of buzz on the indie scene. I will not be surprised if he gets picked up at some point in the next year or so, just because there's a lot of buzz around him. After that, it was Bear Bronson versus Richard Holliday. Bear defeated Richard Holliday. The big thing about this one is at the end of the match, Richard Holliday takes his boots off and leaves the ring. There's a lot of hubbub as far as what that meant. The big thing is a lot of people think he got picked up by WWE, and that's what's happening. Nothing's been officially said yet, but
I think it's Richard Holliday is retired. Whatever dumbass fucking name they come up with for NXT is
David
what his
Christmas.
name was. Huh?
David Christmas.
Dick Christmas.
Dick Hanukkah.
What's your name? Dick Halloween. Dick Easter.
Anyway. So that's the big thing about that. Bear looked amazing though. Richard looked great. Like it was a good match. I have to correct you though, that was not the main event.
It wasn't. You're right.
Yeah, the main event was the GCW World Championship, Atticus Cogar versus Donovan Dijak, which is amazing because we just had the thing of the skyscrapers are now, had disbanded. He found a new skyscraper in this younger kid. I forget the kid's name, but he's got a new tag team partner now, which is another skyscraper. So they're keeping that gimmick going. But as Atticus Cogar, defeated Donovan Dijak, it was a good match. Dijak's amazing. He's one of those where I think, I don't say drop the ball very often, but WWE dropped the ball there. Between his charisma, between his ability in the ring, that man could have been a world champion without any hesitation. At the very least, running that mid card, like he's probably going to have Baron Corbin do now that Baron Corbin's back. Like he's going to run through that middle division. Bobby says Josh Bishop. Thank you. I knew someone would bring up that name, so Josh Bishop is the other skyscraper. Young kid, very, very big, big dude. Yeah, but Atticus went away with it, so good for him to keep the World Championship going there. GCW is always fun. If you haven't watched GCW, watch it. It is literally in itself, as you could tell just by us talking about it, it's a lot of fun. It's also the perfect example of what we say as far as wrestling being a buffet. There's a little of everything in this. Actual wrestling, fun gimmick matches, some hardcore stuff, some emotion, and then the lucha stuff at the front reminds me a lot of like the openings to WCW back in the day. It wasn't as much as far as the flippy fly stuff, but it was a lot of fast paced, just, get you ready for the show. A lot of fun to watch. So watch that out. And get Triller, because they're on Triller, at least for right now. We'll see what happens here in the next few months with my AEW. But yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Tori, is there anything you want to bring up before we move on to the end here?
No,
No.
I'm excited about Sunday. There's a lot going on. For those that know, I have been part of Heels for 3 years now.
Yeah. Ish.
3 years, yeah. I signed up in February right before I met Mary. Um, Aubrey and Amanda stepped down in May. I found out Amanda was a volunteer, which I wasn't aware of. I thought she was like paid by the company to do it.
Right.
She did all that shit on her own time, y'all. Like, it's a big deal. Um, Aubrey revealed on an Instagram story that basically her office role was being terminated, which was a project manager for the podcast that she was doing, which they ended, AEW Games, which they haven't done any, and Heels. She said they ended that. They told her like a month before she told us. She just told us today's my last day. No heads up, nothing. So of course we all freaked out. And if I get some of the Heels together, we'll get into this some more. But there's a lot going on, and they're starting to talk about it on Blue Sky. I haven't been on Twitter much to see if it's been discussed. If you see these threads from Heels, go read them. Like, expand them out and go read the whole thing. Get the whole picture from more than one person who's going through this. Because it sucks.
And for what she said, like we talked about it a little bit before we started today. If there is a chance that we could do a special episode with some Heels folks, to be very specific, like it's to give the whole story, because that's the thing is people are going to be jumping to a lot of conclusions of what's going on, and people need to know what's actually happening from the people it's happening to.
And I will say this: if we do this, I do not want this to be a bash AEW session, because it's not what it is. Like, we love Heels because it's given us a community that we can talk to about life, wrestling, whatever. With the massive changes on the fly like we got, it feels like that's all been ripped from us. So yeah, we're all kind of hurt about it. Those of us that were deeply involved. So it will definitely not be just a we're bashing AEW. No, we're asking them to do better. That's all we're doing. Give us what we're paying for and do better. Say, hey, we know this has sucked since May, so we're going to credit that time at the end of your year. Cool. People that had a membership that have canceled, reach out. Say, hey, we know what happened. We understand why you didn't renew. We want to give you those few months back to decide if you want to come back. But there's a lot going on. It's not a small thing. If we do this, it's probably going to be a lot. So
As it should be. There should be a lot to talk about. I will say, just as someone who's been in the periphery of the group, because I always get to hear the secondhand stuff and hear about the cool stuff you guys get to do, and then us going to see the pay-per-view in St. Louis, getting to meet some of the girls. It's where I met Jillian, met Emma,
Danielle.
Danielle. That was the one I was trying to think of. The one that travels
Danielle
everywhere.
Grew up on the other side of Tulsa from me.
Yeah.
Like, we still talk. We went through Nashville on our way to my stepdaughter's wedding and met up with her for like breakfast. Like, it was fantastic. We got to see each other and sit and just talk. And if some things work out, I may see Jillian in a couple months. Like, I'm so excited about those things.
Yep, absolutely.
Because of this community. I've gotten to know a few of the others because of everything that's happened. Because of this community. So yeah, it matters to us. And call it whatever you want to. Yeah, we have a problem with what's going on. Because we know you can do better. We just want you to do better.
For sure. Well, all right. Ended a little solace there, but that's okay. Because sometimes no, it's fine. Sometimes real emotions are needed. Hitting this out though, remember the bell just doesn't stop when the show ends. Join the No Cell Nation. Follow Kicking At It 2 on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky. Then join the Gimmick Table Media Discord for wrestling conversations, PLE watch-alongs, second screen fun with our shows on Thursdays, and a community that just loves the business. So come and hang out with us there. And also there's a lot of non-wrestling content on there as well. So a lot of fun stuff you could just learn about tarot readings and such. For you guys that got to jump in, you also got to hear something I haven't even showed my partner yet. So she'll get to see it either after this is done or when she goes back and watches it on VOD. We actually have a theme song for the Gimmick Table Media. So that played at the starting soon screen. So that is a little thing I've been working on. But before we get out of here, here is a reminder that wrestlings we cheer for are people before they're performers. When they leave the arena, they're not always on, and nor do they have to be. The hotel lobby, the airport, the restaurant, or just walking down the street isn't an extension of the show. That's their time to eat, relax, call their family, recharge, just be a human being for a few minutes. Now, some wrestlers absolutely love meeting the fans outside of the company bubble. They'll stop for pictures, they'll have conversations, and they'll share those moments with you. And those moments can mean the world for both sides. But that kindness is a choice, not an obligation. Being a fan means respecting the people who entertain us, support them, appreciate them, and celebrate them when they invite us into those moments. But remember, access is a privilege, not something we're owed because we've been watching it. Because wrestling is a buffet, and the people serving the food deserve a chance to sit down and eat too. And with that, we are officially kicking out. In the meantime, and in between time, we will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Here's the cover. Can he do it? Kick out at 2. We stand together with pride.